Good afternoon, friends. I'm truly honored to welcome Dr. Jitendra Singh ji, Honorable Minister for Science and Technology. Geospatial technology is, fast emerging as a study or a science which includes geographic information system, remote sensing, and global positioning system. So the Honorable Minister is here to brief you about the upcoming event, that is the second United Nations World Geospatial Information Congress, scheduled in Hyderabad from October 10th to 14th. So this 5-day briefing, this 5-day event will have many important plenary sessions, will be side events. There will be important chowpals. So I also welcome, yes, of course. I also welcome Secretary DST Shri S Chandrasekhar, Mr. Datta, all the senior scientists and officers from the DST, and my media friends, those who are present here and those who are joining through the YouTube channel of the PIB. So first of all, I will request the control room to play the brief film on the geospatial technology. It is about 6 minutes duration.
India's rich history of mapping dates back to the ancient era. The planned cities of the Indus Valley civilization is proof that people of ancient India had knowledge of mapping. Through the ages, map making in India continued to evolve and even prosper. But cartography really blossomed after the Survey of India was established in 1767. Royal Navy officer James Rennell published the first composite map of Hindustan in 1779 in a Bengal Atlas. In 1802, the Great Indian Trigonometry Survey of India was started. During this period, district gazetteers were tasked with producing accurate maps of each district in India. The launch of the IRS-1A in 1988 marked the beginning of a vibrant national remote sensing program in India. Subsequent satellite launches of the IRS series through the 80s and 90s helped India to develop an advanced remote sensing and geospatial knowledge ecosystem. The 73rd Constitutional Amendment provided the focus and direction for integrating geospatial technologies into local level planning. In 2019, the Indian government laid out the ambitious Vision 2030 to become a $10 trillion economy by 2030. Geospatial is at the core of this vision. The new Geospatial Policy, enacted last year, was a momentous development as it liberalized India's thriving geospatial sector, giving it a fresh impetus for dynamic growth. The draft Space Bill is also a step in the same direction. Leveraging the power of geospatial information and technologies will help India expedite its multidimensional goals of financial growth combined with sustainable development. Geospatial systems can make Indian industry more efficient and competitive, as PM Modi says. 2020 and 2021 have been seminal in the transformation of the Indian geospatial industry. The Geospatial Data Guidelines, the Drone Rules 2021, and the draft policies on geospatial, remote sensing, and satellite navigation will liberalize, democratize, and commercialize the use of geospatial data and information for planning and monitoring requirements within the country and boosting entrepreneurship. The integrated policy reform will create an environment that promotes scalability of applications and amplification of impact, benefiting all the stakeholders. Geospatial has become the base for innovation in mission mode projects like National Infrastructure Pipeline, National Hydrology Project, Gati Shakti National Master Plan for Infrastructure, Swamitva Scheme, Digital India Land Records Modernization Program, among many others. The second United Nations World Geospatial Information Congress, scheduled for 10th to 14th October 2022 in Hyderabad, India will highlight the role and relevance of geospatial information against the three pillars of sustainable development: economy, social, and environmental. The theme, Geo-enabling the global village, no one should be left behind, is very much apt as India celebrates Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, commemoration of 75 years of independence and the glorious history of its people, culture, and achievements. The Congress aims to facilitate greater collaboration and a shared vision to empower the vulnerable and marginalized communities across the globe facing existential challenges. It will reflect the importance of integrated geospatial information to support sustainable development and the well-being of society, address environmental and climate challenges, embrace digital transformation and technological development, and catalyze a vibrant economy. Meet and listen to a diverse group of leaders and participants from governments, non-governmental organizations, international and regional organizations, international and regional professional bodies, academia and research institutions, the business community, and civil society from across the globe, congregating at the historical city of Hyderabad. Hyderabad is a city with a rich heritage, composite culture, and a glorious history spanning 400 years. Change and flux have been constant companions in the vibrant journey of this city. From one of the world's few trading centers for diamonds and pearls, to a world-class pharma hub, to a formidable technology hotspot today, Hyderabad has preserved its ethos and the medley of cultures while ensuring a balance between continuity and reinvention. Today, it is the geospatial hub of India. The Indian geospatial community looks forward to share experiences and learnings with the global community at the Congress and contributes to the growing body of geospatial knowledge infrastructure. See you in Hyderabad.
And I was talking to Secretary Sir, he said that India is truly excited, honored and looking forward to hosting this great Congress in Hyderabad. I request him to have brief remarks, mainly focusing on, the geospatial policy framework from India's perspective.
Media friends and colleagues from DST, greetings and welcome all of you to this media briefing. And the movie what was shown to you, all of you, gives you an overall picture of what is the importance of this geospatial program. Honorable Prime Minister already has given clear instructions and mandate to DST that we work very closely and see that the geospatial guidelines which were issued last year are truly implemented and see that this sector grows fast. And we recently celebrated 1 year of the geospatial guidelines issuance, and we interacted with many industry friends and startups and realized that this is the guideline which has really transformed the sector. And I'm sure this international event, where already more than 70 countries have committed to be attending physically this event in Hyderabad, is going to be a game changer. India becomes a world leader in this sector. I'm happy to share with all of you that the first meeting was held in China, and during the bidding process, India was chosen the national partner for the second event. And this second UNWGIC will bring together the stakeholders at the highest level to enhance international collaborations among the participants from member states and relevant stakeholders, which reflect the importance of the geospatial information. As the movie shows, India started already mapping the boundaries and villages for a long time now, and Survey of India, which is the organization with DST, is more than 200 years of existence in this. Really there, will give us the guidance on how India is marching towards the geospatial economy. It is estimated that this will create huge employment and many startups are going to flourish because of this data. And you are seeing how DST and Survey of India are working very closely with Panchayat Raj Ministry on mapping the Abadi, which is also a true reflection of how India is using the drone technologies, the space technologies to map every inch and every centimeter of this country. I'm truly honored that this event is happening under the leadership of Dr. Jitendra Singh, and we are going to showcase many activities on behalf of all the ministries at this exhibition, where the departments such as Panchayat Raj, Science and Technology, the drones, defense sector, all of them are our partners in this event, and we do believe that this will really showcase the power of India to the world. I'm happy to share that I was in Japan only 3 days ago, and we met the geospatial head there, and we were so excited to note that they are also looking at the new guidelines India has issued and how Japan and India can work very closely on these activities. I'm sure this exhibition will be attracted by many youngsters and also college students. They are keeping it open for many students also to come and visit those talks which we are displaying. So I always invite all the media friends to be in Hyderabad with us and share the exhibition details, including the lectures and seminars which are being conducted there to the world, that India really can showcase our activities.
Who are covering this, because YouTube link has been shared with you. If you have any question, please WhatsApp me on this number, so that I can put that online question also to the Honorable Minister Sir or to the Secretary.
Welcome friends. Sorry having bothered you on a holiday, Sunday and a Gandhi Jayanti. But nevertheless, as has been sought to be explained to you, the importance of the event that is coming up, and therefore it was thought that it was high time we should go ahead with this kind of a brief briefing. Now, as you would recall, that over the last 8.5 years, ever since Prime Minister Modi took over, there have been a series of path-breaking decisions, out-of-box decisions, some of them tending to break many a taboo of the past. And the area which we are dealing with is one of those. For example, it was Prime Minister Modi who took up the initiative to unlock the space technology. For all these years, for almost 70 years, space was functioning behind a veil of secrecy. It has now been opened up for the last 2-3 years, and I'm glad to know that we have more than 60 startups already in place, ever since it's been opened up for the private players as well. And continuing in the same way was this geospatial initiative, the new guidelines for drones. Earlier on we were having drones were being developed, but the conditions, the regulations were such that you had to have it only in a research institute and IIT. So clandestinely people would develop the drones there and then come. So in an era like this, where India is now a part of the global world and we are actually living up to global benchmarks in a very commendable manner, I think we just needed political will to get out of that mindset and status quo, which again we owe to Prime Minister. We have new guidelines for geospatial data, drone rules 2021, and the draft policies for geospatial remote sensing and satellite navigation. Now, what is this geospatial all about? The geospatial infrastructure, if you put it in a single sentence, I think it is connectivity, convergence and digitalization. So all the three put together. And as Dr. Chandrasekhar was mentioning, that we have a huge survey projects going on, and a huge department survey, which you have seen in Dehradun, which is spread over 350 acres. It was set up by Britishers about 200 years ago. But one of the directors was none less than Mr. Everest, after whom the Mount Everest is named. But now you don't think we deal with that kind of land, because everything is done in a small cubicle using space technology. So we have, graduated to such an extent, and therefore the challenge and the responsibility and also the opportunity is how best to use this technology to improve upon our working and make it more specific. So I'm glad, given the push by the Prime Minister, we already have the Swamitva program going on. We have the Gati Shakti, and now the mapping of the villages, the mapping of the roads already. I think more than 45 lakh kilometer roads have been mapped, and almost 2.5 lakh villages. So in a short span of time, ever since this leverage was created by the Honorable Prime Minister, we are doing this. And if you go through the booklet that they are providing, this scientific program has been very diligently planned. We have plenary sessions which will deal with the sustainable development goals. We have the parallel sessions dealing with the strategy. And now that the world is actually, the UNO is actually looking forward to sustainable goals, I think this is one area where we could contribute to geospatial knowledge. And most of all, and yes, as was being mentioned, we have geospatial Chopal and state of art. So that will also be dealing at two levels, the community level as well as the village level. The community level, they have identified Jharkhand and West Bengal. So that is also something unique which we can offer to the world, no other country in the world can offer. So I think that is what we have to, the time is coming not only to prove our excellence before the world, but at the same time we also have to prove our exclusiveness, which also gives us an exclusive identity. And as the Prime Minister is repeatedly reiterating Amrit Kaal in the next 25 years, I think it's also an opportunity for us to streamline the next 25 years, how we are going to navigate through these next 25 years to reach where we wish to reach. And to also prepare the world to accept us like that, which they have already done. So the world is ready to accept us. Now it's up to us to live up to that. So I think this is one, besides being geospatial, this has a huge other connotation that it gives India and yet another fillip in the kind of parameters which determine the nation's standing in the 21st century world. So I'm glad we should, and I think one of the reasons to hold this small meeting is that they look forward to a good coverage, because fortunately or unfortunately, they are not the ones who are very much, taken up by the media, because they hardly abuse anybody, so they don't make news. So they don't have the opportunity. And so I wish gradually as we evolve, we also evolve into making them newsworthy, and you can guide us how best they can, make news in the mainstream media. Thank you very much.
That indigenous data generated by our startups is most respected, and also seen how the data generated by them is using in the automobile industry currently. So this is a well accepted data currently.
See, now taking what you said, well taken. Now we may be in a stage when we discuss this. Is the industry taking up, how best to motivate industry to take up? But I can visualize tomorrow, if not tomorrow, day after tomorrow, industry will come and take it up. Because when they find an easy source, most cost effective, because nothing tempts industry more than cost effectiveness or profitability. But this is an easy, accessible and very economical source they get being taken over. In fact, आपके तो बहुत सारे satellites भी हमारे थ्रू चल रहे हैं. हमारे most of the channels, the TV news channels are now using the ISRO facility.
Is Madan Jera from Hindustan, print media.
अच्छा नहीं हो रहा है अच्छा. In fact, क्या है कि when we started offering, for example, our services, earlier on they were usually using the satellite services from other places, other countries. So they had to, get used to the facility being available indigenously.
Actually, Arclight Survey of India is also part of our activities now currently. But the major collaborators with are basically the space team, because they are going to provide the spatial pictures of what we are happening to satellites now. And drone industry is one major partner working with us. We'll be formally addressing all the participants on the 11th morning. And on the last day, 13th, we will have the closing ceremony where we will also have a Hyderabad declaration. And this event has geospatial information plenary sessions. Then parallel sessions will discuss on the integrated geospatial information framework, which has been planned for 10 parallel sessions by the way, so there are going to be 10 parallel sessions to accommodate so many countries who will participate and share their ideas and how they partner with other countries.
Like now registered 115 nations from like the UN participants, 115, and as today we see around 550 participants from other than India they have already.
So that's a very respectable number, more than respectable, 115 nations participating. And this is, cost of course is India physically, but academically, you are also co-hosting it with the United Nations Department of Economic Affairs, Economic and Social Affairs, which are counterpart of DST, TESA. So academically, they are co-hosting. Of course, the hospitality part will be. Yes.
And actually, IIIT Hyderabad is our knowledge partner, so they would be taking care of all the logistics in Hyderabad. Then if you look at the exhibition area, we have international startups and other people are also putting their exhibits there. Then in the geospatial Chopal featuring, which our minister already told, My Village, Our Water Initiative by Amrita Vishwavidyapitham's UNESCO chair on experimental learning and ESRI, India is also part of that. Then Generation Alpha and localizing the SDGs at the school level. Then geo-enablement of indigenous communities of Jharkhand and West Bengal. So, and also there are activities for kids on painting competition.
No, as an observer, ISRO is watching everything. But we are not actually participating. But in fact, it's no longer that ISRO is in a learning mode. NASA is equally, learning from us. The Mangalyaan, which is now, completed 8 years, I think 9 years, which went there only for 1 or 2 years. The pictures being procured from there are being obtained by NASA. And the evidence of the presence of water on the surface of moon has been brought in by Chandrayaan, not by the American mission. So NASA now looks forward to Indian inputs as curiously as maybe 3 decades back India was looking forward. So we are now second to none.
We are all the organizers. So we are the organizers. So we represent.
Is geo persons giving a live conference, like giving live telecast?
No, geo means like this is a UN World Geospatial Information Congress.
When the training come back quickly, then go on another date. And I'm traveling every day. I came back yesterday, I have again traveling tomorrow. Only 1 day in the same. We'll do that. You want me to follow up? भी कर देते हैं. हमारे लिए बड़ी गर्व और हर्ष की बात है कि हमें इस आयोजन का अवसर मिला है और जिस प्रकार से उत्साह हमारी मेज़बानी में है उससे भी अधिक उत्साह उन लोगों में जो भाग लेने आ रहे हैं. लगभग 100 से अधिक देशों से प्रतिनिधि बड़े उत्साह के साथ इस 4 दिवसीय कॉन्फ्रेंस में भाग लेने आ रहे हैं और वो इस कारण भी कि न केवल भारत ने प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में पिछले 7-8 वर्षों में अनेकों ऐसे नए क्रांतिकारी कदम उठाए हैं, जैसे स्पेस टेक्नोलॉजी को लेकर के उसको पहले गोपनीयता से हटाकर पब्लिक प्राइवेट पार्टिसिपेशन के लिए खोल दिया, जियोस्पेशियल की नई गाइडलाइंस लाई, ड्रोन्स के कानून बदल दिए गए ताकि विज्ञान में सरलता हो, व्यवसाय में सरलता हो, व्यापार उद्योग में सरलता हो और उससे सारा का सारा स्वरूप परिवर्तित हो गया हमारे सर्वे का, हमारी जियोस्पेशियल मैपिंग का. और जैसा आपने कहा कि हमारी सक्सेस स्टोरीज़ को देख लीजिए तो एक तो हमारे यहाँ सड़कों को लेकर के लगभग 45 लाख किलोमीटर से अधिक सड़कों की मैपिंग हो चुकी है. स्वामित्व कार्यक्रम जो प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के प्रेरणा से प्रारंभ हुआ था उसके तहत 2.5 लाख से अधिक गाँव की मैपिंग हो चुकी है और मुझे लगता है कि ये सबसे बड़ा मैपिंग का कार्यक्रम रहेगा विश्व भर में। और भारत इतना बहुमुखी देश है कि जो हमारे पास जिस प्रकार का अनुभव है और जिस प्रकार के हमारे पास जिस प्रकार की हमारी सक्सेस स्टोरीज़ हैं वो कहीं और उपलब्ध हो भी नहीं सकती, और इसलिए उनके लिए भी बहुत कुछ हमारे पास है उनको उनके सामने रखने के लिए, अनुकरण करने के लिए। एक हमें अपने मन से धारणा निकालनी होती है को विश्व में कोई भी सरकार हर व्यक्ति को तनख्वाह याफ्ता, वेतन याफ्ता सरकारी नौकरी नहीं दे सकती, विश्व का कोई भी देश हो। लेकिन हाँ, एक जिम्मेवार सरकार जैसे मोदी जी की नेतृत्व वो इतना ज़रूर सोचती है कि किस प्रकार रोज़गार कमाने के साधन उपलब्ध किए जाएं, किस प्रकार एक व्यक्ति को उसको अपनी रोज़गार कमाने के लिए सक्षम बनाया जाए। और ये जो सारे कार्यक्रम हैं, ये स्टार्टअप की मुहिम मोदी जी ने प्रारंभ की 15 अगस्त 2015 में लाल किले से उन्हें आह्वान किया, स्टार्टअप इंडिया। उससे पहले इसकी बहुत अधिक जागरूकता नहीं थी। 2014 से पहले सरकार आने से पहले मात्र 350 के लगभग स्टार्टअप थे, आज 75,000 से अधिक हो गए, यूनिकॉर्न 100 से अधिक हो गए। और हमारे सबके लिए गर्व की बात होनी चाहिए, मीडिया के लिए भी, कि भारत के स्टार्टअप इकोसिस्टम को दुनिया में तीसरे दर्जे पर माना गया।